Meet Luke, the Nuke Littler, 18 years old, darts prodigy, Britain's favorite underdog. Sounds epic, right? Wrong. Because today, we're exposing why being Luke Littler is actually a nightmare, and why this kid's living every athlete's worst fear. Let's dive in. Imagine your entire life being judged against a video of you in a nappy. That's Luke's reality. Before he could even walk, he was Britain's dart-throwing mascot. But now, the world's turned on him, and it's brutal. This video isn't just cute, it's a time bomb. Before Luke Littler could spell his own name, he was a meme. A pint-sized dart-slinging novelty, packaged for a world starving for underdog porn. That clip, shared, remixed, and weaponized, didn't just make him famous, it buried him alive. Every tournament win, every loss, every breath he's taken since has been measured against that godforsaken nappy. Think about it. What if your entire life was judged against a video of you as a toddler? By 16, Littler was demolishing grown men in the World Darts Championship, a baby-faced assassin in a sport where your rivals have beer guts and nicknames like the Iceman. But here's the dirty secret no one admits. That viral video wasn't a launchpad, it was a life sentence. Every time he steps to the arch, he's not just playing Luke Humphries or Michael Van Gerwen. He's fighting the ghost of that diaper-clad kid, the prodigy who never missed because the world only saw the highlights. The comments say it all. He's been training since he was in nappies. No wonder he's unstoppable. Pressure? Nah mate, he was born for this. But zoom in, watch his eyes flicker after a bad throw. See the way his jaw tightens when interviewers drag up the video. Again, that toddler didn't know pressure, didn't know about hate tweets or conspiracy theories about his darts. I didn't know that one day a bad night in Switzerland would have strangers screaming, "You peaked at 18 months." This is the curse of the viral toddler. You don't get to grow up. You don't get to be human. You're a circus act frozen in time, forever compared to your most innocent self. And when you stumble, the world doesn't see a teenager buckling under fame. It sees a betrayal, a broken promise. Luke Littler didn't choose this. That dartboard was a pound shop toy. His mom's quips about 1800s? Just a parent's joke. But the internet doesn't do nuance, it does narratives. And Luke's narrative was written before he could walk. The working class wunderkind, the pub-born phenom, the child. Now, at 18, he's trapped in a paradox. Too old to be cute, too young to be taken seriously. Too successful to be an underdog, too green to be a champion. And all the while, that video plays on loop, a highlight reel that became a horror movie. At 16, most kids are stressing over exams or first dates. Luke Littler? He's got the hopes of a nation crushing his spine like a beer can. Every pub in Britain projects their dreams onto him. The working class kid who'll stick it to the elite. The underdog who'll make darts matter again. But here's the truth they'll never admit. Prodigies aren't raised, they're weaponized. His childhood isn't gone, it was stolen. While his mates binge Netflix, Luke's drilling doubles till his fingers bleed. No parties, no messing about, just the relentless grind to be perfect. Because perfection is the only currency that matters when you're branded a once-in-a-generation talent. The world forgives veterans for bad nights, not prodigies. When Luke loses, it's not a loss, it's a betrayal. Fans don't see a kid drowning in expectations, they see a defective product. But the worst pressure isn't external, it's the voice in his head, hissing, "You're lucky to be here, don't blow it." The voice that rewinds every mistake on a loop. The voice that knows the truth. Darts isn't a game anymore. It's a high-wire act over a pit of sharks. And the second he wobbles, prodigies don't get second chances. They get obituaries. And Luke's walking a razor's edge between legend and lesson. Every match is a referendum on his worth. Every throw could be the one that breaks him. The air in Zurich's Hallenstadion thickened with the stench of burning dreams, a metallic tang of adrenaline and spilled beer, as Luke Littler, Britain's teen titan, unraveled thread by thread. What began as a coronation turned into a slaughterhouse. Humphries, cold-eyed and clinical, dissected him like a lab specimen, each dart a scalpel slicing through the myth of invincibility. The crowd's chants of "Nuke, nuke, nuke" curdled into a guttural roar, their idolatry flipping to bloodlust as Littler's throws strayed wild, desperate, the board rejecting him like a lover scorned. Cameras zoomed in on the sweat beading his brow, the tremor in his fingers, microscopic betrayals broadcast globally, memes spawning in real time. Nappy boy cracks. Gold darts, tin heart. The collapse wasn't gradual, it was seismic, a fault line splitting open beneath his feet. By the seventh leg, his rhythm, once a metronome's thunk, 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 sputtered into chaos, darts skewing left as if repelled by some invisible force. Social media erupted, a digital Colosseum where armchair gladiators declared him washed up at 17. their verdict swift and savage. Behind the scenes, his coach muttered about pressure, but this wasn't pressure. This was annihilation, a primal unmasking. The final dart, a shank so brutal it sparked conspiracy theories, rigged gear, sabotage, wasn't just a miss, it was a funeral dirge. Littler exited stage left, hood drawn like a shroud, the echoes of his toddler self's giggles now a taunting ghost in the rafters. The Swiss didn't just break him, they exposed the lie. Prodigies aren't born, they're built, and they can be demolished.
There might be people.
The digital gallows swing open at midnight, a notification ping, the first stone, then a hailstorm. Memes of Littler's toddler face photoshopped onto a crying baby. Hashtags just nappy choker, just dart brat. His Swiss miss looped, slowed, and distorted into a grotesque ballet. Algorithms feast on his collapse, virality metrics spiking as his name trends alongside fail and fraud. Anonymous accounts dissect his posture, his darts, and his eyelid twitches, diagnosing hubris, weakness, and doom. A viral deepfake drops, toddler Luke hurling darts at his 17-year-old self, the board screaming, "You peaked!" Reddit threads bloom with fanfic, Littler working a chip shop, bitter and forgotten. By dawn, his mentions are a graveyard of skull emojis and laughing, crying faces. He deletes the app. Too late, screenshots metastasize. His face, once a symbol of hope, is now a reaction gif for humiliation. The execution isn't televised, it's crowdsourced. And the crowd? They're always thirsty. Darts isn't a game, it's a battleground. On one side, sticky flawed pubs, pints sloshing, bellies laughing, where the sport was born in the smoke and sawdust of working class defiance. On the other, sterile arenas, biometric sensors, and the Olympic Committee's sneer. This isn't about trophies, it's about bloodlines. The elites want darts sanitized, spandex-clad athletes, calorie-counted diets, and darts recast as a science. Tom McNabb's ghost still haunts. Look at their bellies, as if grit could be measured in abs, but pubs spit back. This is our church, the Ush, a proletariat pulpit, every 180, a middle finger to respectability. Enter Littler, Warrington's boy, pound shop bred, his hands calloused from pub boards, not gym weights. To the suits, he's a problem, a relic, proof that Olympic makeover is failing. To the public, he's a revolutionary. When he throws, it's not just tungsten hitting sisal, it's a Molotov cocktail hurled at the glass ceilings of elitism. But the war's turning dirty. Coaches whisper of modernizing his stance. Sponsors airbrush his pub-born swagger into something palatable, digestible. Less pie, more protein shake. Yet every time Littler lifts a pint mid-match, every time he smirks at a heckler, the pubs roar. This is their last stand. The truth? Darts in the Olympics would kill it. Turn rebellion into routine. Littler's not just playing Humphreys, he's fighting for the soul of a sport. And if he loses, the pubs go dark, the boards collect dust, and the only thing left of darts will be a Wikipedia footnote. Once a working class pastime, now a corpse in a tracksuit. The gold is alive, it breathes, it hungers. Once darts champions won caravans, clunky, sun-faded symbols of a sport that laughed at grandeur. Now, the prize pot glows radioactive, £2.5 million, a siren song luring sharks in suits, and algorithms sharpened to mine every throw, every flinch, every drop of sweat. For Luke Littler, the money isn't a reward, it's a hex. Every pound is a shackle. The toddler who threw darts for crisps and giggles is gone, replaced by a branded marionette. Sponsors carve him into digestible bits, golden boy, pub saint, tragedy in waiting. His losses aren't games, they're stock crashes. His wins? Relentless ROI calculations. The crowd still chants, but their eyes gleam with something feral. How much is he worth now? When does he break? The curse festers. Coaches whisper about legacy, but legacy stinks of embalming fluid. The money demands more. More spectacle, more drama, more Littler. He dreams in spreadsheets, wakes to lawyers murmuring about brand equity. Even his darts, once an extension of his soul, are now commodities, their grooves etched by accountants. And the caravan? Burned to ash. In its place, a gilded cage, its bars stamped £2.5 million. The curse's final twist? You can't outrun it. Every throw tightens the noose. Every penny, a brick in the tomb. It waits, hung on a peeling wall in a forgotten corner of Warrington's pound shop, dust clotting its fibers. It bides its time. A relic among plastic spatulas and off-brand batteries. No one notices it until he does. Luke's father slaps down a coin. The dartboard's cheap cork drinks in the toddler's first throws like a blood pact. This is how legends begin, the shopkeeper jokes. But legends are liars. The board isn't just cheap, it's alive. It remembers. Every bullseye Littler nails as a child, it absorbs like a vow. Every miss, it stores like debt. Years pass, the board warps, its numbers bleeding ink, but it clings to the wall, a silent witness as the boy becomes a storm. When Littler leaves for tournaments, the board hums, "You'll come back," and he does. After the Swiss collapse, after the memes, Littler returns. The board greets him with a sneer of splintered cork. "You thought you outgrew me." His hands, now worth millions, tremble as he pulls a dart from his pocket. The first throw funks, the board laughs, a dry crackling sound. The second dart veers. The third, it bends mid-air, rejecting him. The board's secret isn't magic, it's poison. It feeds on hunger, then turns it to rot. Littler's toddler dreams, fertilizer, his ambition, a parasite. As he storms out, the board whispers to the next wide-eyed kid, "Your turn." What's next for Luke Littler? A comeback? A meltdown? Or worse, a life as a cautionary tale? Britain needs him to be a hero. But maybe Luke just needs to be 17. Too bad nobody's asking him.